Hi everyone. As most of you know, I am starting my meal prepping again and meal planning, which I actually shared last week of the salads that I made. Y'all, these salads are so good, and they're great for weight loss or weight maintenance. And to be honest, having a salad a day really is a good meal choice. But my salads consist of, I like the spring mixed lettuce. I love fresh raw vegetables. So I got those mushrooms in there, those carrots, those broccoli florets, and then I got some cucumber and tomato. And I like to use vinaigrette dressing when I'm on my weight loss. And actually, even if I'm not doing weight loss, I like vinaigrette. I don't care for the ranch and all that stuff. Caesar's good too though, but I'm not doing dairy right now. So for my meal preps, if you saw it for this week, are the salads. I got a couple of more of these to go. So tomorrow or Sunday, I'm gonna be meal prepping for next week, probably tomorrow. I'll probably take time tomorrow. So I'll post like I did for the salads just to let you all know what I'll be having on next week. Now, I wanted to kind of just share some information about what I do and also what meal planning and meal prepping is for those that may not know. And it's really just what it says. Meal planning is simply just sitting down and planning out your meals. When I started my page, I was a meal planner like all the time. If you go back to my older videos, I would have my meal plans on the side of my refrigerator, and I knew exactly what I was cooking for that day. And normally what I would do is I would sit down on either a Saturday or a Sunday, and I would plan my meals for the next week coming up for 7 days. And then I would write out my grocery list and go get all the items for that particular week. Now, there were times where I may have spaghetti for Monday and burritos for Thursday, but I didn't want spaghetti on that Monday. So I would go down the list and pick another meal and just make it for the day I want it. I have all the ingredients and it doesn't matter because I still have just enough to make meals for the entire week, okay? So meal planning is very helpful. It saves time. You don't have to worry about what's for dinner, and you're not running to the store throughout the week because you already have all your ingredients. So, and it's good for whether you have a family or not. Both are meal planning and prepping, because even if it's just you still gotta eat. So you still can plan what it is you're gonna have, and that way you don't have to worry about that and make so many trips to and from the store. And you're saving money, honey. Well, meal prepping and planning helps you save money, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you don't cook, you're likely spending money out. And if you haven't made a plan, it's easy to come home from work, or, you know, it's dinner time, the kids, what's for dinner? Or your spouse or whatever, or it's just you. And it's time to eat dinner and you're hungry and you haven't made a plan. You have no clue what you're gonna eat. So it's easier just to eat out. But I'm telling you, I have not once eaten outside of my home, not from my kitchen, and been satisfied. I don't know what it is. I cannot be satisfied by restaurant food, whether it's fast food or you go in and sit down. I mean, is it okay? Absolutely. If you're starving, it works. But when I say satisfied, when you taste that food and it tastes how you want, when you make the food, it's something about preparing your own food with your hands and sitting down and enjoying it. Honey, it's something I cannot explain. You know if you know. So with meal prepping, it's going to save you money. It's going to save you time. It's really going to save you money, but it's going to save you time, and it's healthier if you plan your meals at home. You don't know what you're eating when you go out to a restaurant, and I'm not trying to deter you from going. I think restaurants and things like that are good for special occasions. It should not be an everyday thing that you're ordering pizza. It shouldn't be an everyday thing that your kids are eating McDonald's, because health-wise, at some point, it's going to break our bodies down, and it's just not healthy for us. And a lot of the foods we're eating in restaurants are processed foods. I almost opened a restaurant. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. A lot of that stuff is frozen and it's just being heated up. And we think it's so good, but really it's not. Okay, so with meal prepping, for myself, like I told you, I'm going to be prepping my salads, and then I'm going to do a lot of raw foods this next coming week. So zucchini, squash, things like that. And I'll share that with you like I told you. But the meal prepping is good if whether you're doing weight loss or not. It's good for weight loss because it helps you to stay within your portion control. And like I said, you're not grabbing and reaching for other stuff that you don't need to be eating anyway. When you're doing a weight loss journey or a weight maintenance journey, it's important to keep on hand whatever foods that you should have. Even if I just want a snack, I go reach for a few peanuts. I'm not going and reaching for a bag of chips. Do you see the difference? Now, it's not that I don't have chips in my home. I personally know that chips are not good for me. They're not going to help me in my weight loss. And I need something that's going to provide me with a health benefit as well as satisfy the snack urge that I have or the little hunger that I have. I like to do seeds, and these are things I have shared before. So if I'm going kind of quick and I'm not saying everything, because I've done classes on this and I taught this in my weight loss group for 5 years straight. So at this point, I'm not gonna, beat it in. If you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. When it comes to drinks, I love to drink coffee sometimes, and I like to have tea sometimes before bed. But what do we need for coffee and tea? Well, for some of us, we need a sweetener. Now, I can drink my tea and coffee without any kind of sweetener, but I don't use sugar at all. So I like to use these products, which I've posted. I posted it either earlier this week or last week. But Terani has some flavors. They have more than these two. This is a French vanilla. This is a hazelnut. But all you need is a little bit to add like to your coffee or to your tea, and it gives it a sweetness, a little added sweetness. These are sugar-free and carb-free, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's just a natural flavoring. So I like to use those because after all the things I've tasted, like Sweet and Low and monk fruit and all those things, nothing really satisfied me like the sweetener did. And then I have to use my non-dairy coffee creamers. I don't like using dairy creamers. A lot of them are very high in sugar and carbs. That's something you have to watch out for. If you want to use them, fine. But if you can use something like a half and half or a non-dairy creamer, they're much better for you, and you don't have to worry about the added sugar or the added carbs, okay, in any type of way. So that's what I like to do for that. If I want to have something to drink other than that, I like to just grab a bottle of water and put a little Crystal Light in my water, and I like the peach tea. I posted a picture of that. So for me, it's not hard to satisfy me when I'm on my weight loss or weight maintenance. I enjoy the taste of everything I just mentioned, and I love the peach tea Crystal Light. I don't drink it often, but it satisfies me at that time when I need it. I don't do sodas, I don't do juices. And it's just been years since I've, enjoyed a soda or a cup of juice. And, when I think back, I really believe it's just from all of the fasts that we used to do in the weight loss group. We used to do Daniel's fast 3 times a year, sometimes 4 times. And I fast on my own. And I think from the fasting and not, partaking in those things like the sodas and the juices, because you're not drinking that on the fast, I think over time, I've just lost any type of anything for it. So now if I taste a soda, it tastes like syrup. It tastes like sugar to me. Like my taste buds have completely and I've just never been a big juice drinker. So if you like juices, you can always have natural juices, 100% juices is what I'm saying. Just watch it, because like I said, with weight loss, if you drink a whole lot of juice, that's a lot of sugar you put it into your body, even with the natural juices, because fruit naturally has sugar. Okay, so sugar is sugar. It doesn't matter whether it's added or it's natural. So just keep that in mind. And your body can't tell the difference between the two. So it's going to do the same thing that it would do whether it's natural or added sugar. So those are things you would just watch out for. But for me, like I said, that's not an issue for me. I'm going to be doing my tea or my coffee or my Crystal Light, and especially water. And then I only require 1 meal a day. I've always been that way. And I remember trying to force myself to eat breakfast and things like that, but it's never been me. I've never been a person to get up and want breakfast, or, if I eat lunch, I also want dinner. I really only need 1 meal, and I can have a few snacks here and there. I'm just not a big eater. Some people are, I get it. If you have a big appetite, just watch what you're eating. Make sure you have things around you and in your possession that when you grab it, if you're doing weight loss, that it's not something that's unhealthy. So like I cut up carrots and keep them in the fridge. If I'm hungry but not hungry, I'll just grab some carrots. Now, I know carrots are not all that great, but you got to think about it. They're healthy and they satisfy the craving for that time. Or not even a craving, but they'll satisfy your need at that time. You can dip them in a little ranch. I like to dip mine in vinaigrette, actually. So, and they're pretty good. So let's see. So meal prepping also helps with not just with weight loss and weight management, but also it helps with your discipline. You are training yourself to eat a certain portion and to make sure you're eating just what you should be eating. Whatever you place in your meal plan container, your meal prep container, that's what you eat. Not go grab another one. Not go grab some extra this. Whatever you put in there that you're planning on eating, stick to that. That is it's helping you to become disciplined. And that's one of the things that I loved about that I did in my weight loss group. I was teaching people discipline all along the way. It helps you. It helps to build up your resistance, and it helps you to be able to say no to things that you shouldn't have and eat the things that you should have, okay? It's so much more I can say. I don't know if y'all can tell. It's hard for me to hold back too, because I'm overloaded with information when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because weight loss, because I teach weight loss along with spirituality. So, and I connect the two because they are connected. And they're a blessing when you see the connection between the two. I said that. So that's pretty much it. I will post my meal prepping meals moving forward. I know I'm going to do it for October. You can meal prep any meals. I don't care if you want to sit down and plan out meals and say you're going to have chicken and rice on Monday and lasagna on Tuesday and I don't know, baked chicken on Wednesday. You can do that, and you can portion out your meals in your meal plan containers, and either you can cook your meals and portion them out like this, and all you got to do is pop it in the microwave or in the oven, however you choose to heat up your food. Not of course in the container, but or some people like to warm up their food in the air fryer. You can do all of that. The point is, you want things to be easier for you and where you don't have to be thinking about these things or coming home trying to figure out what's for dinner. You can also meal prep things like pastas, and you can meal prep a lasagna and not even cook it. Just go ahead and layer it, put your cheese on there, cover it up and put it in the refrigerator. And even if the child come home first, sometimes you have teenagers, you can say, hey, pop that lasagna on in the oven and put it on 350. I'm on my way home from work. Things like that, just to make life easier. There was a lady that I watched. Well, I don't know who she is. She popped up on my news feed one day. I have no clue who she is, but she was an older lady, and she had a lot of children at home that were kind of like teenagers. And she would use a Saturday and just prep all these meals, and she would put them in the big baking dishes and put them in a deep freezer. But all they had to do was go grab whatever it was, whether it was a pasta, whatever she had prepped, and they would just pick it out and go pop it in the oven. Enchiladas, like she was prepping a whole lot of stuff. I mean, hey, it works. It works. And you always have something prepared. So you just have to sit down and figure out what is best for you and your family. If it's just you, what would be easier for you? But I'm always going to teach you all budget-friendly things, definitely ways to save money and to eat better. You don't have to eat salads every day to be healthy. You do not. I believe in having balance. I still would eat a piece of fried chicken, but I don't need 3 pieces of fried chicken. Does that make sense? I believe in having a French fry or 2, but I don't need an extra large fry. There are certain things that I'm just not going to do anyway. You're not going to catch me eating McDonald's. If you do, it's a desperate time, and you need to ask me, what's wrong, Aisha? I'm serious. I don't even feel led. I have gone through the drive-thru McDonald's many times, and baby, I don't even have an inkling of wanting anything from McDonald's. I just don't. I think it's a place for kids. So my kids, every now and then, they could have them some McDonald's, but they're not getting it every day. Absolutely not. So it's all about balance. Whatever you like, there's always going to be things that are not so good for us, and there are going to be things that are good for us. But to be honest, what really is good for us? For real, so you have to think about that. We're taught so many things, and I do believe vegetables is what it is. I think vegetables, if we just ate vegetables and fruit, I think that we would all be better off. But even our vegetation at times is tainted, so it's just different things that I don't put too much extra thought into. I know how God leads my life and what I need to do, so I make sure I have a balance. And I just thank God I love salads, because some people don't like them. I could eat a salad every day, and technically I do. So I'll surely be eating this one today. And I'm gonna run out and grab all of my vegetables for my meal prep that I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. I will share with you all. If you have any questions, you can feel free to put them under this video. I may not be able to get to them today, but I think I kind of covered everything. If you have questions about weight loss and things like that, that's a whole nother thing. I have classes on that, and I could point you in that direction. What else? And I think I covered everything. So hopefully I shared something helpful with you that you can take with you and that you can use at some point. And yeah, but give it a try. Even if you just try for 1 week, try sitting down, planning out the meals for either just you or your family, you and your family, and see how much easier things go. Write out that grocery list, honey. Go to the grocery store, get everything you need for the week. And if you have time, prep your meals. If not, at least you have everything you need so that you can make your meals. And I'm telling you, it's going to be so much easier for you. And you're going to save money. You're going to see a difference if you're not spending money out. So I love you guys, and I'll see you all soon. I got to get going so that I could beat the crowd because everybody likes to come out at lunchtime. So